The Satanic Temple is having their largest gathering in history this weekend in Arizona. And what is the church response? What should we do about it? Let's look into this, guys. This is crazy. They've actually reached out to the Guinness Book of World Records. We've done videos on the Satanic Temple before. Here's the irony of the Satanic Temple and Satanists. They don't believe in Satan. So they say they don't believe in Satan. But this is Satan's great scheme, is to get you to not believe in him, to get you to not think he's real. He's been doing this to the church forever, getting the church to believe he's not real, he's not powerful, just ignore him. And this is one of the schemes of the Satanic Temple. They swear by the fact that Satan's not real. But let's look at this article here. This is absolutely crazy. In 2016, the Satanic Temple wanted to deliver an invocation before a Scottsdale City Council meeting. Every other religious organization that had applied was permitted the opportunity to share a brief statement that was inspired by their faith. However, Scottsdale Mayor Jim Lane celebrated that he successfully blocked the Satanic Temple from delivering their requested invocation, which, if you don't know, Satanic temples do invocations all the time places. The Satanic Temple sued the city for religious discrimination, but lost in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals for failing to show that the discrimination was a matter of official policy as opposed to being a public position of key city officials involved in the decision making. The Satanic Temple disputes the integrity of the ruling, but did not appeal to the Supreme Court. Because the Satanic Temple could not utter a brief statement in the City Hall Kiva, they're now hosting Satancon. So this event called Satancon is a response to not being able to do invocation. So they're mad. They're like, we're going to do this huge conference. 3-day convention devoted to Satanists that will take place in Scottsdale, Arizona. The Satanic Temple believes this event will be the world's largest satanic conference and has reached out to the Guinness Book of World Records. Regardless of whether they opt in the records, they say that okay, listen, Scottsdale, Arizona will have the honor of being bestowed this legacy. Come on, Satanic Temple. Nobody wants you there. As the city is recognized for its contribution to the satanic community and becoming a spiritual hub for those who venerate a literal interpretation of Satan, residents will have Mayor Jim Lane to thank. Regardless of whether the Guinness opts in, okay, they say that same thing again. As the city is recognized for its contribution, okay, they just repeat themselves there. And this is their quote. From this day on, when people hear of Scottsdale, they will immediately think of Satan. The record-breaking event runs from February 11th to the 13th in celebration of the satanic holiday Lupercalia and features a variety of presentations on TST's ongoing projects, that's the Satanic Temple, from their efforts of protecting abortion rights in Texas to a new satanic streaming service. And then it talks about 550,000 members of Satanism. It's the fastest growing religion, blah, 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 la, 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 la. They go on and on and on. Here's the thing. People say, well, if you let Christians do it, why can't the Satanic Temple do it? Because we represent Jesus Christ, who loves, who cares, who feeds the poor, who helps people. They represent Satan, the prince of demons, lord of the underworld. That's the difference. And by the way, they are one of the main spokesperson for abortion rights. They represent death. Satan represents terror, death, murder, all these terrible things. We represent peace, life, love. So even if you're not Christian or don't agree with Christianity, many of the world agrees with our morals. Love your neighbor as yourself. Turn the other cheek. Do unto others as you'd want them to do unto you. What does the temple of Satan represent? Abortion, fear, Satan. And again, it's ironic because they say Satan's not real. Now, somebody texts me a video of one of the biggest pastors in Arizona's live stream on his response to this gathering. And this was his response in his live stream. Literally, he put out a video laughing, saying, we're not going to respond to them. We're not going to pray about it. He said, me and my wife, we don't care about them. We're going to go to dinner and we're going to go shopping this weekend and have good food because who cares what they're doing? This is the state of the church. Who cares what the devil's doing? We're just going to go shopping and go out to eat. And to me, it's comical because that's where the church is at today. Now, I know churches in Arizona. I've been going to Arizona. I've been to Arizona probably 50-something times. I used to preach there every month for almost 2 years. I go to Fresh Start Church. I'll be at Without Walls Church in April. I've been warring for Arizona, and I'll tell you, there are churches in Arizona that are warring against this antichrist spirit. There are believers that are warring against this, and Arizona will not be known as a place for Satan to dwell. The devil is a liar. So Fresh Start Church, I know, is going to war. Without Walls Church, I know, is going to war. There are a remnant there that's warring against these spirits, because it is a spirit. If you look at Daniel 10, in the beginning of Daniel 10, and this is where you play a part here in this whole video, Daniel sets apart 21 days of prayer and fasting. Now, many people call this the Daniel fast. I won't go into that. At the end of the fast, on the 21st day, the angel Gabriel appears to Daniel. And the Bible says, then the angel Gabriel said to me, do not fear, Daniel. From the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before God, your words were heard, and I've come because of your words. But here's the thing. The prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me for 21 days. So here's an angel coming to Daniel saying, for 21 days, there's been a prince of the kingdom of Persia, a demonic spirit that's been withstanding me. And behold, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I had been left alone there with the kings of Persia. So here's the translation of what the angel said, okay, in modern terms. The first day you begin to pray, you were heard. And I was sent there to answer your prayer. But it took me 3 weeks to get to you, because somewhere between the throne of God and you, I was opposed by satanic angels, and I had to force my way through those angels. Okay, that's the war going on in the second heaven where the devil dwells. He's the prince of the power of the air. Satan is not in hell. He's in the air, dwelling with his kingdom with the principalities, powers, rulers of darkness. So he says, I'm going to leave here and return to fight the prince of Persia. So I fought to get here. I'm going to fight to get back. So what does that mean? Our prayers release angels to fight the kingdom of darkness. So how do we dismantle the temple of Satan and the satanic prayers and all the stuff they're doing? We fight them with prayer. This weekend, if you're in Arizona, if you're in America, wherever you're at, we should be praying against this gathering, this movement, that they would not flourish, that their plan would not be established, that God would come against the plans of the enemy, that God would send his angels to war against these spirits. So there is a battle going on right now. Now I want you to notice, he said, the moment you started praying, I was dispatched. In other words, God is not slow. The devil's slow. He can only be at one place at one time. But our God is strong. And the moment you pray, God begins to move. Now the reason why you don't pray, and I don't pray, and none of us pray about these things, and being facetious when I say this, we don't pray, is because we don't think prayer works. The reason why one of the biggest pastors in Arizona says, I'm going to go shopping and go to dinner and ignore this event, is because he doesn't believe that his prayers release angels to make war. Now we wonder, why does it take time sometimes my prayer to be answered? Because there's a war going on in the second heaven and demonic forces are delaying breakthrough. This is in Daniel 10. I'm not making this up. Demons sometimes delay the move of God and the angels from moving through, according to this verse, not me. So understand, when you pray, angels go to war. Well, where's that in the Bible? Psalms 91:11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Hebrews 1:14, are they not all ministering spirits sent to serve those for the sake of serve for the sake of those who inherit salvation? Psalms 103:20, bless the Lord, O his angels, you mighty ones who do his word, obeying the voice of his word. So angels are the mighty ones who do his word and obey his word. Exodus 23:20, behold, I send an angel before you to guard you in your way, to bring you to the place I prepared. Acts 5:19, but during the night an angel of the Lord appeared and opened the prison doors and brought them out. Hebrews 1:7, of the angels, he says, he makes his angels winds and his ministers flames of fire. So this is the bottom line. We need to pray. We need to fast. Satan is moving, the devil is working, and whoever wins the war in the heavenlies decides the course of history. We don't change history by voting, although we should vote. We don't change history by going and protesting in the street, although that could help. We change history by breaking things in the spiritual realm and dismantling things in the heavenlies by asking the Father to send his angels to make war. So this weekend during this big satanic event, what are we going to do? We're going to assault them with angelic presence. We're going to assault them with angels by praying to the Father, praying to God to send his warfare angels and to go against these things. Guys, we need revival. We need a wake-up call. What do you think about this event? We should be upset. It should upset us to cause us to pray, to cause us to fast, to cause us to study, to cause us to seek God. Okay? Don't go shopping and out to eat thinking it's going to do something. Guys, we need to wake up as the church. Satan wants us to think he's not real. The Satanic Temple says we deny Satan. That's a lie. They're doing all these demonic rituals. They're calling abortion a ritual now in their temple. They're lying. They're trying to make you think Satan's not real. Satan's real. He has power, but we have more power. We have more authority, and we can overcome him. I hope this video helped you. Send it to a friend or family. Subscribe, comment, do whatever you know to do. Like the video. It does help. Before you jump off, please leave a like. It helps. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.